Hey guys, Cartoon Post here. Today I'll be reviewing Family Guy Season 1, Episode 2, I Never Met the Dead Man. In this episode, Meg is trying to get her driving license. Peter wants to watch TV because he has a cable addiction, but has to take Meg out of the house to try to teach her how to drive. But the advice he gives her is terrible, and when she goes to take the test, she gets pulled over by a cop and fails. And on the way back home, Peter gets into an accident that causes every television in town to go out. This causes Peter to have to cope with not having cable, and he loses his mind a bit. Meanwhile, Stewie battles against Broccoli because he hates it. So the first thing you'll notice is this episode takes place in a time in the distant past, before Netflix and Disney Plus, where people actually had to watch programs on a box that they'd put on a table. The second thing you'll notice is this episode goes all in on the cutaway gags, and a lot of them are funny. My favorite cutaway gag was the parody of Scooby-Doo. Did you know they actually got Frank Rocco, who plays Fred and Scooby in Scooby-Doo? Yes, that's him in the cutaway gag, which makes it a lot funnier.
Gee whiz, gang. Looks like the killer gutted the victim, strangled him with his own intestines, and then dumped the body in the river.
Jinkies, what a mystery.
You're right, Scoob. We're dealing with one sick son of a bitch.
Crazy how the movie Scoob and the Velma spinoff couldn't get the original cast of the series to play their characters, but Family Guy was able to get the voice of Fred in just the second episode of Season 1. But that's a topic for a different video. My favorite part of the episode would have to be when Peter is trying to cope with TV being gone, so he starts walking around in public with a television frame being held in front of him as he narrates everything he sees as if he's flipping through a bunch of channels, being like, oh, so this is on TV. The climax of this episode really got me. I thought they were just gonna have a lazy ending when they said, oh, this is when someone shows up to give a speech that convinces the main character to go back to their old ways. And then some Hollywood actor showed up. I don't follow celebrities. But no, the episode kept going, instead of taking the easy way out. They had Peter and the Hollywood guy go on a trip, and some stuff happens. And Peter gets run over, sent to a hospital, and goes back to loving TV while in a hospital bed and not being able to turn off the TV that's in front of him. And I think one thing this episode does a lot better than episode 1 is the Stewie Griffin stuff. It kinda overlapped with the actual story in episode 1, and some of what made it funny in the episode was how unexpected it was when, say, a chair broke and then you see Stewie being like, dang it. But at the same time, I think the Stewie stuff works better as a more detached subplot that's a lot more in the background than it was in episode 1. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, another one of my favorite parts of the episode is when the news reporters think that no one can see the news at all, and so they're just going completely off the rails with the stuff that they're saying, but little do they realize that some people elsewhere in the world actually can hear what they're saying. I just thought that was really funny. This is a very good episode. I give it a 3 out of 3. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. What do you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It seems today that all you see is people hating on modern Family Guy and saying the show should end. But why? What happened that made fans of the series walk away from it? In this series, I plan on reviewing every episode of Family Guy over time, to get to the bottom of this question, and to find out what makes a good Family Guy episode, what makes a bad one, and if modern Family Guy is really as bad as people make it out to be. And it will take a lot of time to do this, because the show has 21 seasons, and I am not going to watch all of those for one video. It'd be too time consuming, and the video would go on forever. I plan on uploading individual episode reviews of the series each week, and then after reviewing every episode of each individual season, I will combine them all into one big video and upload season reviews. For each episode, I will be using a 1 to 3 rating. 1 out of 3 being a bad episode, 2 out of 3 being a mid episode, and 3 out of 3 being a good episode. So yeah, that's what my new YouTube series is gonna be. I hope you guys like it and stick around. I think this is gonna be fun.